first European action of the evening as Hearts take on Omonia in the Conference League with Alan Preston, Craig Lean and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Kenny. Good evening, everyone. Well, job number one for Neil Critchley was get that first league win of the season. Passed that test with flying colours, but that is only just the start for the new Hearts boss. Task number two before a huge derby on Sunday is try and continue where Liam Fox left off in the UEFA Conference League and make it 2 wins from 2, their first home game in this season's edition of the competition. And Tynecastle is packed and noisy, and there's about 1,000 Omonia fans away to our left, clad in green and white, not a popular set of colours in these parts, of course. And the Hearts players sprint into position, and Tynecastle roars and gets ready for a huge game. 4 changes to the Hearts starting 11 this evening from that team that beat St Mirren 4-0 here on Saturday. Oyegoke, Penrice and Dander drop to the bench. There is no Benny Beningame, he is ill. In come Forrester and Kingsley at full-back, right and left full-back, Devlin in midfield and Alan Forrest as well out wide. So Hearts go with Gordon in goals, Forrester, Kent, Rolls and Kingsley the back four, Boateng, Devlin, Spittle and Forrest in midfield, and Vargas supporting Shankland up front. Hearts were more lively, more positive, and got the crowd on their feet on Saturday against St Mirren. Can they do the same here tonight? They are up against a side who do have plenty of quality and experience in their ranks. They won their opening game 4-0 against Viking or Reykjavik to make a statement, and they too will fancy their chances of reaching the knockout stages. They do have pedigree of sorts in European group stage football in recent times. When Neil Lennon was in charge a couple of years ago, they played Man United home and away in the Europa League and pushed them really close, lost 3-2 out in Cyprus, and only a stoppage time strike from Scott McTominay got Man United the victory at Old Trafford in that group stage game. There are still a few players who are part of the Omonia side, and the Tynecastle faithful booing because Omonia decided to switch sides, and now they're doing a huddle in the middle of the pitch. Hearts players lined up ready to play, but the atmosphere is electric. There is a buzz back after a dreadful start to the campaign for Heart of Midlothian, and it is Hearts against Omonia Nicosia live on Sports Sounds as Blair Spittle gets ready to start the action. The referee Michalo Cenac of Slovakia is waiting for the signal as this game is seconds away from starting. Hearts, if they could get to 6 points, it would go a long way to moving towards that 9-10 point range that would really give them a great chance of progressing. And we are now underway as Frankie Kent lofts it up to Lauren Shankland, flicked on the head, Spittle with a strike, and it's over the top, but good direct positive play in the first 15 seconds from Hearts. And it looks, Craig, as though it's maybe
it's like a 4-4-2, doesn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment, anyway.
Yeah, well, we saw that at the weekend. It was maybe perhaps surprising that Neil Critchley made 4 changes. Obviously, he mentioned it pre-match, a lot of games coming up, but given they went so well, Craig, but I suppose he's just trying to keep the energy high and freshen things up.
Yeah, and you know, everybody's desperate to impress, so they're going to bring energy to their first game in front of the new manager.
Well, that chance over the top, goal kick from Omonia keeper Fabiano, and it's tussle in the middle of the pitch. Semedo, whose first touch is loose and goes out for a Hearts throw-in, and that's something that Hearts love to make to their advantage on nights like these in Europe. The tight pitch, get right on top of the opposition and make sure they're uncomfortable, because they're a technically good side, Omonia, good players, and if you give them time on the ball they will punish you. But Semedo's miscontrolled it again, the left winger for Omonia, and Hearts get the throw-in. Forrester throws to Spittle, who plays it round the corner and tries to get the defence turned. Shankland and Vargas go after it. Philip Hilander, the former Rangers centre-back, sees it behind comfortably for a goal kick, but you can see what Hearts are trying to do, Alan, is just get the defence turned and put them under pressure straight away.
Yeah, just helped on there by Spittle into the corner, and Vargas is chasing it. Hilander nice and easy shields the ball out for a big kick, but they've been a decent start from Hearts. Have been on the front foot. You can see them getting back into shape as soon as Omonia get the ball, and they're all over on this little quadrant of the pitch.
Yeah, Omonia lost their last couple of games, lost their last couple of away trips as well. They're not the best on the roads, as Rakovic wins the header in the middle of the pitch, gives it to Maric, and there's a high boot from Shankland on the Croatian central midfielder in the centre circle, and the referee comes across to give the Hearts captain a little talking to, and the yellow card is out, and you can hear what the Hearts fans think of that.
That's highly unusual, isn't it? I mean, I think that, okay, his feet were high, but I mean, I don't think it was dangerous, Alan.
I don't think so. I think it just, the way he turns round and he's caught him, I think it's an accident, I really do.
Well, there wasn't a great deal of force in the challenge. He did just try and go up and control the ball, but Maric has taken a sore one. He's flattened his back next to the halfway line, and the physios are on. So
it puts him under immense pressure as well. You know, we're 8 to 8 minutes to go. Lawrence Shankland, you know, he bumps into defenders, he's physical. At times he's going to have to be very disciplined. Hearts lost Grant here a couple of years back in a European tie, which really cost him the tie on the night. So being under a yellow card under the gun already 2 minutes in is difficult.
Our reporter pitchside is Brian McLaughlin. I think seen a replay of that challenge. Brian, what can you tell us?
I've had a look at a couple of angles, and yeah, he's nicked him. He's actually stretching for the ball, so I would say that Alonso's actually out of control. He wasn't going to get the ball at all, and he's just caught the separate player on the side of the head. So I think it's a correct decision. It's a yellow card.
Fair enough, Brian. You're the man.
Well, there we go. He's seen the replays, Brian McLaughlin, our man pitch side, but Maric has had to be bandaged up as well, so he's clearly taking a little cut to the face. He's jogging off the park over on the far side. Lawrence Shankland will have to be careful now.
The way he plays, I mean, this could be dangerous for him getting through 85 minutes or whatever it is.
Here's Kamas, the left back, as we get on with play. Helander square for Koulibaly. Now over to the right hand side. Maric back on the pitch. Diunku, the right back, really well closed down by Stephen Kingsley. Gets a foot in and it goes out for a throw in on the far side. Diunku with the throw in back to Koulibaly. Up the line to Diunku, midway through his own half, into Maric. First time pass forward to Rakovic, his midfield partner, back to Diunku, and Omonia just getting a few touches of the ball after not seeing a huge amount of it in the opening 3.5 minutes. Here's Koulibaly for Helander, who had such a injury hit spell at Rangers, but when he was fit he was a good defender for them. As Maric up to Semedo, header into the middle of the pitch, picked up by Rolls, first time forward, Spittle off the chest. Karalampos steps in, and then Hearts nick it back. Spittle goes back to Frankie Kent, who controls it with the right foot and then gives it to Forrester, the young right back. Inside ball, but it's picked off easily by Kamas, the left back, who's dribbling forward up towards the halfway line, gives the passing field to Rakovic. Not the best pass, and the touch was loose, and then there's a late challenge on Boateng, and Hearts are playing the advantage.
That's 2 fouls he's had.
Down.
He's got to get yellow carded, surely.
Yeah, Rakovic, he went in late on Boateng, who's still in a crumpled heap, and then there was the second one on Cammy Devlin.
I don't know if he's going to. I think he is going to give the card.
Yeah, Craig, he's had 2 fouls in 5 seconds.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to go. It took that long. I didn't think he was going to go to his pocket for his card.
The yellow card comes out for Maric, the Croatian, after just getting that sore one to the face. He has a rush of blood himself, and it's, well, maybe about...
Fancy Kingsley here, Alan.
They've got good options. Spittle's good at it as well, Craig. He's very good, but you know yourself, the one that places it normally takes it.
Yeah. Because
they like the ball, although it's round, but they like it a certain way, the valve sticking up or whatever. So you would think Kingsley would be favourite, but they've got the option of Spittle as well.
It's quite central, maybe 26, 27 yards out. Well, maybe in line with the goalkeeper's left-hand post.
Yeah, apologies, a few technical issues from our commentary match at Tynecastle. Our first commentary match of this evening. It's a European double-header for you on Sports on 5:45 start there at Tynecastle. It sounded like Hearts had a free kick in a very dangerous position, just around 7 minutes played there. It's goalless. Hearts, of course, won their first game in the Conference League. That was 2-1 away a few weeks ago to Dienemünde. Back to our commentary team.
Hearts with a corner over on the far side, and it's Blair Spittle to take that Stephen Kingsley free kick, colliding off the wall and over to the far side. Blair Spittle, chance for Hearts to fizz this into the 6-yard box. They've got players in there, Rolls, Kingsley, and the referee is unhappy with a bit of the jostling that's going on, the usual pushing and shoving, and the atmosphere really picking up here at Tynecastle. Hearts with a really positive start in the opening 7 minutes, but it is Hearts 0, Omonia 0. Hearts corner on the far side. The referee still, and finally blows the whistle, and it's going to be swung in from the far side by Spittle. It's headed up and away at the near post to the edge of the box. Devlin goes up, loses out to Karalampus, then Dionku, then Boateng gets a foot in. It breaks for Maric, who's dinked it over to Semedo, who's in good space. He's moving up towards the edge of the Hearts box. He's got Forrester in front, slips the ball into Simic, left-footed cross blocked, and then Boateng can hook down to the halfway line. Helander is asking for his teammate Koulibaly to deal with it, and then Shanklin is on his shoulder and he knocks it back to his goalkeeper Fabiano.
You know, the good thing is, Thomas, is that Shanklin knows Helander playing against him. Absolutely, and he's got nothing to fear. He knows if he does know him, he knows he can rummel him up, he knows he can bang into him. Yeah, he's on a yellow card, but Helander's not a great player.
And he's not the quickest either, as Forrester takes this throw in line with the edge of the Omonia penalty area. Gives it to Boateng, but he was under pressure, and has it come off Karalampus? It has, so it'll be another Hearts throw in. Edge of the box, in line with the edge of the box, throws it to Vargas, tries the return pass to Forrester, and it's come off Kamas, the left back, and it'll be another Hearts throw in. The Hearts have had most of the territory in possession in this opening period, as it's thrown back to Frankie Kent and Boateng. Karalampus with a block, and it's out for another throw in, Craig.
Yeah, Forrester's better. Excuse me, be better throwing the ball forward rather than back, the way he invited the pressure onto Kent there.
He does. Adam Forrester.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. A few technical issues through at Tynecastle. Goalless with around 10 minutes played. Hearts at home to the Cypriot side, Omonia. Just seeing the Rangers players walking into the ground here at Ibrox Park. It's an 8 o'clock start in the Europa League. Rangers at home to FCSB of Romania. The Rangers players just down below me now, coming in to the ground here. We're expecting another big crowd at Ibrox this evening. Of course, a very disappointing result for Philippe Clement's side at the weekend, losing down at Rugby Park. Very interesting to see the atmosphere in here tonight if things don't go well in the early stages here at Ibrox. So it's an 8 o'clock start at Ibrox this evening, and it's going to be a big night ahead and a big weekend ahead. We're touching on it there with Craig Levine and Alan Preston. They really felt that if Hearts could get a victory in their Conference League match tonight, what a confidence boost that would give them ahead of the Edinburgh Derby at Easter Road at the weekend. Full coverage of that one on Sunday. And it's also a very big week for Scotland's women's national team.
The European dream lives here. Scotland's quest to qualify for UEFA Women's Euro 2025 continues.
And it ends up in the back of the net.
We wanted to top the group, and that's what we've done, but we've got another big job to come.
Now our national side face Hungary in the first round of playoffs. Catch the action from Budapest tomorrow from 5.
There's still the chance. Claire Emsley turns it in at the back post.
And the second leg live from Easter Road on Tuesday evening.
Watch on iPlayer, listen on your digital radio, or by asking your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
The 1,000 Mile Challenge for BBC Children in Need.
BBC Radio Scotland is literally going to great lengths to raise money for BBC Children in Need this year.
Our swim team is going to attempt to swim 24 miles in 5 days. That's more than the length of Loch Ness.
We'll be joining with other BBC teams from across the UK as together we try to clock up 1,000 miles.
We'll bring you a splash-by-splash account of how it's going with regular updates on mornings.
Together, swimming 1,000 miles for BBC Children in Need. BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, a European double-header for you this evening. Let's get back to Tynecastle. Hearts at home to Omonia.
Thanks, Kenny. Apologies for the interruptions. It is still goalless here at Tynecastle. Hearts on the front foot. Lauren Shanklin got into the box in a threatening position a few moments ago, but a last-ditch challenge from Koulibaly prevented them from pulling the trigger at the crucial moment. Hearts pressing at the moment, and the Omonia have it in their half, but Hearts hounding them as it goes back to Koulibaly, and then Spittle chases the centre-back down, goes out to the right-hand side. And that's a lovely turn from Simic, and then gets it away to Maric in a really tight spot. Koulibaly plays it to his right back to Unku, but Hearts right up on top of him, and Alan Forrest wins the throw in off the right back, and Hearts with a throw in up just beyond the penalty area, lining the edge of the box.
They certainly don't panic on the ball, they try and play their way out, but they've been caught there. Good pressure from Hearts, and it's a throw in, as you said, about what, 12 yards out.
Throw in for Hearts, back the way to Cammy Devlin, who goes backwards to Kai Rolls. Rolls square for Frankie Kent in the centre circle. He's under a bit of pressure, but knocks it back to Kai Rolls. Controls with the left foot in front of him, then goes forward. Shankland's made the run into the box. Koulibaly gets across the Hearts captain, who has been booked in the early stages, and there's a tussle for the ball between Duunku and Forrest. It's now with Omonia on the far side, where it goes out for another Hearts throw in. They're just pinning them back. Omonia Nicosia just can't get out at the moment. The side sitting 6th in the Cypriot top flight. Here's Kent in his own half. Hearts looking for the forward pass. It goes to Boateng, touches back towards his own goal, and that's a bit of an underhit ball, but that's a good reaction from Craig Gordon to make sure there wasn't any chance for Stupinski, the striker, to get in on it, but he has to put it out for a throw in.
There's been a few of those already, underhit passes. I don't know if the grass is a little bit longer than normal.
Here's Hillander, former Rangers defender.
Apologies once again, many technical difficulties through there at Tynecastle this evening. Hearts in Conference League action against Cypriot side Omonia is goalless there with just under 15 minutes played. We'll try and get back to commentary as soon as we can. I am here at Ibrox this evening. It's an 8 o'clock start. Rangers at home to FCSB in the Europa League. A big night for the Rangers players and of course Philippe Clement, the Rangers manager, off the back of a really poor result down at Rugby Park at the weekend. The Rangers players come into the stadium just around 5 minutes ago, walking on the track just down below me here before heading down to the tunnel. Preparations are underway, very much underway here at Ibrox this evening. At 8 o'clock kickoff, we shall see what team Philippe Clement goes with this evening. He, of course, spoke with the media yesterday. He didn't like some of the questions, I think it's fair to say, when he was questioned about the style of play. And, of course, he is under pressure. There's no doubt at all about that. He said at the start of August, I'm 200% sure the team will be playing better. They'll be in a good place come October. I think it's fair to see we've seen very little sign of that so far. Of course, they got an absolutely tremendous start in the Conference League when they won away at Malmo on the opening day, but they were really soundly beaten by Lyon here in the last game, albeit a very good Lyon side that evening here at Ibrox Park. So it'll be interesting to see what reaction he gets from his team tonight, the Rangers manager, Philippe Clement. They, of course, are in league action at the weekend. It's a big weekend ahead for us on Sports, and we have two commentaries for you on Saturday. We kick off with a game at Dens Park. That is Dundee at home to St Johnstone. The first match officially in charge for Simo Valakari, the St Johnstone manager there. And then what a game we have for you at 5:30. The new firm derby, Aberdeen at home to Dundee United. Full commentary there before we get on to the games on Sunday, kicking off with that Edinburgh derby, which goes underway at midday. What a start for Neil Critchley it was at the weekend. He's in European action tonight. Let's get back to our commentary team.
Thanks, Kenny. Still goalless here at Tynecastle in this UEFA Conference League phase match. Hearts with a really positive start in the opening nearly 16 minutes. Shankland's had a couple of sighters in the box, but it's one that was taken off his toes at the crucial moment, and it is still goalless. It's up to Vargas now. Good turn from Vargas, moving up towards the edge of the box, gives it to Spittle, edge of the area. Spittle, effort blocked, it drops for Alan Forrest, go to the strike, and Alan Forrest scores! Goal Hearts! And it's been coming, you have to say. Really good, intense stuff from Neil Critchley's men, and they finally make Omonia pay. Alan Forrest with a tremendous thumping strike, and it is Heart of Midlothian 1, Omonia 0.
Yeah, it was good play all round there. That wasn't an easy chance to finish. It's a tight angle, and he manages to hammer the ball into the roof of the net with his left foot. It was a brilliant goal, but no more than Hearts deserved.
And it's been excellent, really good play again by Vargas. Spittle, you think if you want someone at the edge of the box to have a shot, it's him. The ball breaks to Forrest. He takes a wonderful touch, Craig, and you're right. such an awkward angle, and he smashes it into the roof of the net. What a brilliant start this is. Great goal from Forrest, really is.
It is Alan Forrest's first strike of the season, and it was a brilliant one. Just thumped it near post. Keeper Fabiano, absolutely no chance, and Hearts get the goal their play richly deserves so far at Tynecastle. And Omonia don't really know what's hit them. And their manager Valdas Dombrovskis did say pre-match expected a fast start as they go long up to Simic, but it's dealt with by Hearts. Drops for Devlin, who is fouled by Irakovic, and Hearts get the free kick.
Now it's time. Take their time now. Don't need to rush things. Nice and easy. So many times you see a team score a goal, another team immediately equalise. Take the sting out of the game a little bit.
I tell you what's been impressive, Alan, the amount of players Hearts are getting in the box.
Yeah.
You know, when the ball's in the last third, they're committing a lot of players forward.
Craig, do you know what I like having seen Neil Critchley's side on Saturday? With Boateng and Devlin it is tonight, with Boateng and Beningme. They two protect, and he allows everybody else to go forward. So the two centre-halves, two centre-mids protect. Full-backs bomb on, the rest of the midfielders bomb on, so they're getting more bodies in the box.
It is Heart of Midlothian 1, Omonia Nicosia 0 in the Conference League live on Sportsline. We've played 18 minutes at Tynecastle, and it is the Scottish side who are well on top, and Omonia barely been in the Hearts box as it breaks in midfield, goes back to Koulibaly, the centre back, puts it up into the Edinburgh sky, rolls, heads it back into the Omonia half. Shanklin tries to take it down, and he does take it down well. It's still bubbling about, but he does brilliantly. His pass is not what he intended, and Karalampu picks up, and it's knocked to Stefanski, the Polish centre forward in the centre circle. What a sliding challenge from Rolls. Well, I thought it was, but the referees deemed it illegal, and Omonia will have the free kick.
I don't think he touched the ball. That was the problem. He went to ground, but he didn't touch the ball. He just went across the player.
It's actually a good foul, because the player was releasing one of their full-backs into the wider area, so it's a decent foul to give.
And here come Omonia down the left-hand side. Semedo right on the touchline, gives it into Karalampu's little run forward. Then Semedo, left-hand corner of the box, and he slipped it to Karalampu in the penalty area. Room for a cross, goes back towards the penalty spot. It's cut out by Hearts, and it's a throw into Omonia on this near side.
Brilliant tracking by Devlin there. He got himself right back into the penalty area and made sure that the ball didn't reach the Nicosia player.
Throw in, Hearts leading 1-0, and this is one of the first 40 forwards we've seen from Omonia in this opening 19 and a half minutes. Semedo receives the throw. He's got both Forrester and Boateng at him. He gets something on it into the box, but Frankie Kent had time to knock it back out for another throw-in. And the Omonia fans, who were making an almighty racket pre-match, now silent, all 1,000 of them, over there in the Roseburn stand as it's thrown in. Devlin intercepts, and it's not the cleanest of clearances. It goes right up into the air. Vargas is underneath it. It bounces. Semedo gets his body, and then Vargas can only push it back out for another throw-in. Omonia go backwards to Maric, still bearing that plaster on his forehead after Shanklin caught him in the forehead early on and got booked for it. Koulibaly.
Apologies once again, we're having real issues through at Tynecastle, but what a start for Hearts. Alan Forrest with a terrific sounding goal on 17 minutes. Hearts 1, Omonia from Cyprus 0 in the Conference League. Hearts kicked off in the Conference League with that late victory against Dinamo Minsk. So far so good for new manager Neil Critchley on the back of that 4-0 win over St Mirren at the weekend. It's the first of a double helping of European action for you on Sports Sound this evening. I'm at Ibrox for Rangers game against FCSB in the Europa League. That kicks off at 8 o'clock here at Ibrox. Stephen Thompson is alongside me. The Rangers players arrived just, thank God you're here. The Rangers players. Yeah, do you know what? What a blooming disaster it's been technically. Thank goodness you're here. What do you think of this game tonight? No, we've got a problem with your mic as well, Stephen Thompson, so just hold fire on that. It's going to be a long old night here, I think, at Ibrox this evening. No, I still can't hear you. You're sitting just along from me and I still can't hear. We're here at Ibrox this evening. a few people here already, and the security guards just getting their final words of advice behind us here in the main stand. Actually, I saw a fair few FCSB supporters when I arrived here at the ground tonight, and the guys are saying through at Tynecastle around 1,000 Omonia fans there, but it's nothing for them to celebrate so far, that's for sure. Hearts beating Omonia by 1-0. That goal coming from Alan Forrest on 17 minutes. And I will keep talking, Stephen Thompson, try it now.
Can you hear me now?
Got you.
You've got me. Right. See that wee vein in the side of your head? It looks as though it's about to explode.
Oh my goodness.
Are you all right?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Dearie me.
What do you think of this one tonight?
Well, I think Rangers need to put in a better performance certainly than they did at the weekend. It's a big game for Philippe Clement and for the club to show a reaction to Sunday, because it was so poor on Sunday. There's been an awful lot of negativity following that result, and quite a lot of negativity swirling amongst the supporters at this minute in time. So it's so important that they managed to get a strong performance and a result tonight.
Let's hope they can do so. Hearts are off to a good start through at Tynecastle. Thomas.
Turns to the box, it goes into the edge of Spittle. 2-0! Hearts have doubled their leads. Blair Spittle this time with another belting strike into the top corner. It has been all Hearts in this opening 23 minutes, and they make it. Heart of Midlothian 2, Omonia 0.
Well, you know what a strike. You'll not see a cleaner strike all season. Brilliant play. That should have been 2 up already, Thomas, when we dropped off there. Shankland's had a brilliant effort, well saved. Ryan Kent from the corner coming in. No, Ryan Kent. Kent's had a header just wide. I'm getting too excited here, Craig. And then the ball's broke to spell there. And he's unleashed a terrific hit right in the top corner.
That ball's bounced just before it gets to him, and that's a really difficult skill to perfect, and he's absolutely rattled it into the top corner.
Incredible, what a finish. And that's what he brings. You know, early on in the season, was he playing in his rightful position? Stephen Naismith will have to answer that question. He's certainly come on in the last number of weeks. At Aberdeen he was very good. You know, obviously in Europe he was good as well, but tonight and then on Saturday he was excellent. Saturday scored the goal, and again another goal.
3 goals in his last 3 appearances for Blair Spittle, and what a strike it was. He's just such a clean striker of the ball. And Hearts, you have to say, as Alan said, we dropped off there, apologies for that, but Shankland, for all the world, it looked like he was bending one in the far corner. The goalkeeper Fabiano, who pulled off a world of a save in their last game, it was full stretch, unbelievable stop round the corner, and then Frankie Kent from point blank range should have made it 2-0 with a header from about 3 yards out, but then Hearts double their lead anyway through
Thomas,
Spittle.
I thought the ball was past the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was sensational.
With Shankland's
great save.
curled shot. It was an amazing save, really was.
Yeah, you should have seen the one he made in that first game. I watched the highlights. It was a similar one, a header, point blank range. Is a really good goalkeeper. But Hearts, crucially, have beaten him twice, and he couldn't do much about either Alan Forrest and Blair Spittle with superb strikes from inside the box. Smashed past Fabiano, and Hearts lead in their Conference League match here against a separate side, Omonia Nicosia. And as I say, it's been richly deserved. Omonia just do not know what has hit them.
It's difficult for them on their travels, as we've known. And Hollander looks a bag of nerves. He honestly looks a bag of nerves. He's probably been in this movie before here at Tynecastle.
Here's Karalampus back to Kamasis. Omonia net some really poor pass from Kamasi. He got away with it, but they do look nervous. But that's a better ball through the lines to Karalampus, the midfielder, who gives it to Arakovic midway through the Hearts half. Then lays it to Maric, the Croatian. Pinged right-footed pass, lovely for Dionko in the right touchline. Then plays it down the line to Simic, who crosses, but he's blazed it high and wide and into the Roseburn stand. And Hearts will take that all day long. It's still Hearts 2, Omonia 0.
Yeah, I think that the start that Hearts have made has affected the opposition as well. I mean, they've been pummeled, haven't they, since the start of the game, and it's been, some of the football's been fantastic.
It's exactly the type of football the fans have been crying out for here at Tynecastle, just full of intensity as it's played up to Shankland, who's penalised. Omonia get on with it. Hollander now up to Arakovic, the midfielder, who's pursued by Devlin, who gives him a little dunt, and that'll be a free kick. It was a bit needless that from Devlin, but just trying to let him know he's there.
He does that. That's something in his game he needs to cut out. There's no need for that. The player's playing the ball back. It's 75 yards from his goal. There's no need to dunt him in the back. It just puts him in the referee's eye line again.
And with this referee, who looks to be quite pernickety, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Frankie Kane, he's got Gordon, who goes back to him in the box. Gordon chips it up to Boateng. First time side-footed pass towards Vargas, but intercepted by Amin Hamas. Forwards towards Semedo, headed up and away by Frankie Kane. And then there's a foul on Vargas midway through the Hearts half, and they'll take the free kick all day long as they lead by 2-0. And as I mentioned before, 9 or 10 points and you're right in the mix. Potentially with, it's just 6 games rather than the 8 you play in the Europa League and the Champions League. So if you can get 10 points or more in this section, you'd be right in with a good chance of making the top 8 potentially, and that's what's could be on for Hearts.
Incredible. But early on, Thomas, 27 minutes on the clock, long way to go. It's going to be difficult for Hearts to keep up this energy for the full 90 odd minutes, but they've been terrific so far.
Craig Gordon goes long with the free kick up towards Shanklin. He's tussling with Hollander, who gets the header on it. Maric goes back to Dioncourt. Low ball down towards the centre circle, which falls for Adam Forrester, who gives it to Kai Rolls. Touch away from Semedo. Rolls striding forward away from a couple, then gets the pass away, and Forrest tried the 1-2 with his centre back, but he wasn't ready for it. Rolls, he was off balance, and now the counter is on through Simic down the right hand side. Little block on the pass which allows it to spin into the box, and Craig Gordon skids along the turf and claims it comfortably, and it's thrown out to Adam Forrester, the B team captain, now first team man, up towards the halfway line, gives it to Boateng. Boateng square across the grass for Kingsley. Now Forrest.
I think his time with the B team is gone now, Thomas. I think there's a rule actually that I think if you appear 5 times on the first team, you can't go back to the B team anyway. So,
well, this is his 5th appearance.
Yeah, so there you go then, that's him.
Yeah, and he's, at 19, that's you should be expecting to be pushing for the first team, and he has done that, and he's done really well at times. Still learning, of course, but Semedo and Omonia have the ball back with Koulibaly in the box, but again it's Spittle putting the press on, wins the ball, and Koulibaly just wins it back off player Spittle in the nick of time. From an Omonia point of view, it's played up to Stupinski, the striker on the halfway line, who's barely had a touch. Semedo, the left winger, jinks in field, his pass is picked up by Forrester, but it comes back to Karalampus, gives it to Hamas, left hand side of the box, curls one in, and a diving header which was miles off target from Simic, the winger, and I think he lost it. Gives it to...
Yeah, apologies once again. The line continues to drop off through at Tynecastle. Stephen Thompson's alongside me here at Ibrox. Tom, we were having a wee chat earlier on about the game ahead of Rangers this evening. I was saying the players were arriving earlier on. They've got a lot to prove, and I also think I sense a slight change in the fans in terms of the manager at the moment.
Yeah, there is. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I think when Philippe Clement arrived at the club, you remember it, we were at the games and there was a kind of toxic atmosphere in the crowd before Michael Beale left, and it wasn't good, and he managed to turn that around, and there was full credit to him for doing that. He brought a level of consistency to performances, and he made Rangers contenders for a long period in time until obviously what happened towards the end of the season. I think that was the start of the frustration for the supporters at the end of the season, having kind of been in such a strong position and then thrown it away, if you like. Then you've got the Scottish Cup final. The summer transfer window wasn't as impressive as I think that a lot of people wanted it to be. But again, that, how much of that can you put at Philippe Clement's door, really? If he's not had the funds available to sign the type of players that he would have wanted to bring to the club to improve. But he has made a lot of signings. They are his signings. It is his team now. But you could tell in the last couple of weeks that, there has been a slight change. It's so important for him that he's got to quell that and try and build this squad back up to being what is expected of a squad of footballers at Rangers Football Club. Sunday was nothing like what it should have been. I mean, on the pitch on Sunday was just so disappointing. Lack of leadership, severe lack of quality, lack of pace, imagination. Here at home tonight against, you've got to say, this has got to be, well, in my opinion, their easiest game, especially with it being here at Ibrox. Take away the Lyon game. Generally, the results at Ibrox have been decent for Rangers in Europa League. I think this is a winnable game, and what they've got to do is put in a performance and get the crowd really on song with them early on in the game, and then he's got to use this as a springboard to try and build the confidence back up, not just with the players but the kind of relationship with the supporters, because the last thing he needs is to go into this game and not go so well. Then they've got St Mirren at the weekend, who'll be looking to bounce back after their really disappointing result last weekend. Then of course it's away to Pittodrie.
What a game.
It's going to be huge. I mean, it's a massive game, and kind of regardless of what happens tonight and on Sunday, that game in itself is such a huge game for Philippe Clement. You know, if they were to lose to Aberdeen and go, let's presume Aberdeen and Rangers win at the weekend, but if they lose that game and go 9 points behind, you're not even in November sort of thing, or we might be just in, but you know, I'm not sure that would go down awfully well.
Yeah, you just wonder if the manager would actually survive that. Are we close to that situation at all? In terms of the game here tonight, we'll get the team news in around half an hour's time. Liam did a wee hit with us earlier on. He was saying that there's a fair bit of speculation that FCSB could be under strength tonight. Their priority is on their league game at the weekend, so perhaps a bit of encouragement there for Rangers supporters on their way to the ground here this evening, as Stephen said. Then they're back here on Sunday at home to St Mirren, and it's a full card next midweek. Coverage on Sportsound. We've got an open all mic special. There's option of commentaries. We're also in Vision that night on the BBC Scotland channel. It's always good fun, always plenty to talk about. It's an 8 o'clock kick-off, the game at Pittodrie that night. The rest of the games kick off at 7:45. As I said, a full card and some really exciting games to look forward to at the weekend. The Edinburgh Derby is going to be an interesting one, Stephen, because we're chatting with the guys here earlier on with Craig Levine and with Alan Preston before the line dropped through at Tynecastle, and they felt a win tonight, which Hearts are very much on course for, would give them a huge amount of confidence going into that game against Hibs, of course, at that hammer blow late on at Tannadice on Saturday.
Massively. I mean, you know, last weekend before the St Mirren game, there was kind of mixed opinions about Neil Critchley and will he be a good manager, will he be this, will he be that. Of course we don't know, it's far too early on, but he certainly got off to an absolutely brilliant start, changed the formation, played really attacking football, won the game comfortably, got a clean sheet, and it looks like, well, if we ever get back to Tynecastle, it looks like he's following that up tonight. He's made another wee tactical change, changed a wee bit of personnel about as well, and you know, if they were to continue in the vein that they've started this game this evening at Tynecastle in the Conference League, taking those two victories into Sunday's game against Hibernian would be massive. And if he was to round that off with 3 wins in a row, one of them being the derby, or the last one being the derby against Hibernian, then he really could not have wished for a better start. Hibs themselves next weekend have got a point to prove. You know, David Gray found himself at the bottom of the league after last weekend's defeat up at Tannadice, and he's, you know, you can call it unlucky or you can call it, I don't know what, you know, players sent off in matches, it will have an impact on your game. But when they went down to 10 men in the latter stages of that game at Tannadice, there's still only 5-10 minutes left. You're expecting your team to be able to shut up shop and see it out. The goals that they then lose were extremely poor, 10 men or no 10 men. Yeah. So you can try and use the 10 men excuse. What it is a massive game for David Gray, because quite simply Hibernian should not be bottom of the league, and they'll stay there if they lose the game, obviously, on Sunday. So it's you know, it's a brilliant game, really entertaining game, and for neutrals, for everybody to watch, but a lot riding on it for David Gray. Yeah, we actually had a Hibs fan join us. He was on his way back from the game, and he just said there was a sense among the Hibs fans what was about to come. And Rory Loy was in commentary duty for us and open all mics, and when they got back to 2-2, that was, I think, was it late on, the winner came in the 99th minute in that game. But again, he called it, he felt you could just sense that goal was coming, and come it did. So a sore one for Hibs at the weekend. In contrast, a great opening game for Neil Critchley's Hearts manager, thumping St Mirren through at Tynecastle. And so far so good tonight for the Hearts manager. They are in Conference League action. It's their second game in the Conference League. They opened up with that win against Dino Minsk. So far so good. Thomas Duncan through at Tynecastle.
Yeah, thanks Kenny. Still 2-0 Hearts. Blair Spittle had a chance to make it 3. I'll say chance, he created it himself. He twisted or down the wing, charged towards a goal and curled one that nearly bent into the top left hand corner, but it just went wide and it remains 2-0. And Hearts well in control, I would say. There's been a wee bit of a lull in the last couple of minutes after a ferocious start from Hearts. Goals from Alan Forrest and Blair Spittle have them 2-0 up. But Craig Levine and Alan Preston alongside me. Hearts maybe just taking the opportunity to not rest, obviously, but they maybe couldn't keep up that for the full 45 minutes.
The European dream lives here. Scotland's quest to qualify for UEFA Women's Euro 2025 continues.
And it ends up in the back of the net.
We wanted to top the group, and that's what we've done, but we've got another big job to come.
Now our national side face Hungary in the first round of playoffs. Catch the action from Budapest tomorrow from 5.
There's still the chance. Claire Emsley turns it in at the back post.
And the second leg live from Easter Road on Tuesday evening.
Watch on iPlayer, listen on your digital radio, or by asking your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
And it is still Hearts. Hearts are still 2-0 up against Omonia, who are coming forward on the left hand side here. Semedo, cross blocked by Forrester. Forrest and Spittle's goals of Hearts 2-0 up and in control here in the UEFA Conference League at Tynecastle.
Brilliant, Shanklin. Just brilliant. They're under a little bit of pressure. It's booted up from Vargas to him. He's got Hollander behind him and he just stands his ground, Shanklin, protects the ball. Hollander makes a foul. Hearts get out.
I thought you were a bit harsh on Vargas. It wasn't booted up. It was a nice pass.
Cultured.
Clipped.
Got the pitch and wedge out. That's a free kick bought by Lauren Shanklin, but he's given Philip Hollander a torrid time. A pair of them reacquainted. And the free kick from Kent goes diagonal towards the far side. Alan Forrest backs in but can't control it, goes out for a throw in on the far side. 2-0 Hearts still.
I think he must have been going for Spittle there. I wouldn't be thinking that Forrest would be the ideal ball in a diagonal.
No.
Alan Forrest floats one in, no one in maroon. Well, Shanklin, I beg your pardon, was at the near post, but it went well beyond him, and Nicosia managed to play their way out as Karalampus has it, the Cypriot midfielder. The halfway line, knocks it back to Philippe Hollander, square to Koulibaly, the centre back goes back to Hollander. Hollander looks for the direct route up to Stepinski, but it's a poor pass. Hearts recover. Shanklin in his own half looks for the run of Vargas in behind, but he was asking too much of his teammate, and it goes through to goalkeeper Fabiano. Hearts 2, Omonia Nicosia 0. 39 minutes played here at Tynecastle on Sports Sounds. As a big switch from Omonia towards Semedo, the left winger on the touchline, but Forrester gets in and then tries to shepherd it behind for a goal kick, and I think he has done it effectively. He has. Hearts, well, Alan, if Neil Critchley, much like he said he couldn't have dreamt of a better opening game against St Mirren on Saturday, he couldn't have dreamt of a better first 40 minutes here tonight.
No, it's been excellent. They've been on top. They could have been more ahead, actually. The keeper's been wonderful for Omonia, and Hearts have had real chances. Their energy levels, you just see them. They look at a completely different side from the opening period of the season here. It's incredible, the contrast in them, and even at its early stages for Neil Critchley, but already you can see a different Hearts. The energy level.
Middle.
Right, apologies again. More problems through there at Tynecastle. No problems on the part for Hearts this evening. Going very nicely indeed. 2-0 Alan Forrest and Blair Spittle. 17 the opener from Forrest. Sounded an absolute belter. Spittle with a second on 24 minutes. Hearts 2, Omonia 0 through there in the Conference League match at Tynecastle. Around about 4 or 5 minutes to go until half time there. We're here at Ibrox this evening. Europa League action to look forward to. Rangers against Romanian side FCSB. We kick off at 8 o'clock here. Things just building up nicely in front of us here on the ground. The Omonia players coming out for a wee look around the stadium. The Rangers players arrived here around about half an hour ago. Walked along the pitch here in front of us and down the tunnel, so they'll be out for their warm-up as well I'm sure, fairly soon. Stephen Thompson is alongside me here. What should we talk about now, Tom?
What do you want to talk about? I mean, I think
Celtic last night.
Yeah. I never actually saw the game, but I mean, a fantastic result, especially off the back of what happened previously away at Dortmund. Clearly a very disappointing evening for the football club. So I think it was important that they went to Atalanta last night and put in a different type of performance, a performance that wasn't quite as leaky defensively. Never saw it, but by all accounts, reading all the match reports and things, then the defensively they got it spot on. And it's a feather in the cap, I think, for Brendan Rodgers. You know, he's been criticised for not changing the way that he approaches games when they go away in Europe. And as we know, away in Europe, especially at Champions League level, to get a clean sheet is extremely difficult. So kudos to him and to the team for having done that and managed to achieve that, and it actually puts them, when you look at the overall kind of league, if you like, in a reasonable position.
Yeah, a very good result for Celtic last night. So far so good for Hearts through at Tynecastle. Let's go back to Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Kenny. As Philip Philander just had a chance here for Omonia, near post header at the corner, but he sent it a good yard and a half wide of Craig Gordon's left hand post, and Hearts with their 2-0 lead intact, and that's a first serious chance really that Omonia have had. Craig Levine.
I'm thinking they've got to be better than what we've seen so far. I mean, they've been. I mean, maybe it's Hearts have been really good. There's that element to it, but I haven't seen an awful lot from Omonia so far.
Vargas deflected into the path of Lawrence Shanklin, and he's pulled it across the face of goal. Good opportunity for a man of his quality. Then it's a very good opportunity, but he just drags it wide.
Once again, Spittle's involved. Vargas. Shanklin gets a break of the ball in the box and he pulls his shot just wide, but you know, he keeps knocking the door. Shanklin, been a really brilliant performance, Thomas, for 43 minutes from Hearts. Every single player in a Hearts jersey, Craig Gordon's had nothing to do, but every single player in a Hearts jersey has performed to the top of their ability. It's been terrific. Long way to go. Need to get the next goal, Hearts. If Omonia get it, it's game on again.
2 minutes to the break. It's Hearts 2, Omonia 0, as Fabiano, the Omonia keeper, goes long from the goal kick. Frankie Kent challenges with Stepinski, comes off the Polish striker, and it's messy in the middle of the pitch, but Irakovic gives it to Semedo, but he balloons it up to Frankie Kent, and now Manic, Irakovic, Kamas, but Hearts just pressing again, but Vargas gives away a foul there, a trip on Kamas, the left back. Hearts, as soon as it's passed backwards by Omonia, Hearts are right on top of them. And here is Koulibaly, the centre back, up to the halfway line with a pass. Now it's Diunku, the right back. Good little turn from Irakovic in the middle of the pitch, then slides in, but it breaks for Adam Forrester. And Devlin away from Semedo. Forrester in his own half.
That's the ball.
Goes long up to Vargas, who chases. Hilander's in front of him. Vargas right on top of Philip Philander and gets a foot in, and he's going to keep it in as well on the byline, just right hand side of the box. Goes to the back post where Alan Forrest is waiting right on the far side of the penalty area. Tries to chop on the right foot, forced back. Kingsley's cross, Koulibaly's header ahead of Shanklin, drops for Devlin, controls just inside the area, back to Forrester, cross to the back post. Forrest cuts it back. Lawrence Shanklin first time, blocked by Koulibaly.
Brilliant again. What play! Magnificent play from Hearts. Really is. Terrific stuff. One side of the pitch, the other. Forrester, great ball to start this off. Down to Vargas. Hilander's all over the place. He can't handle Vargas and Shanklin.
Yeah, indeed. And Hearts have got 2 goals, and they could have more. Still a tremendous save from Fabiano to deny Shanklin when it was 1-0 before Spittle made it 2. 2 minutes to play of added time at the end of this first half. Corner comes right in on top of the goalkeeper, and he takes it comfortably. And Omonia can relieve some of the intense pressure they have been under as the goalkeeper rolls it out to Mateo Manic, the Croatian midfielder who likes to dictate things for Omonia, but he's not been given the chance at all. He's in the centre circle. He rolls it to Hilander. Hilander to Kamas, the left back. Takes a couple of touches towards the halfway line. He's passed it to nobody, absolutely nobody, and Kingsley eats that up, gives it to Boateng. Now Spittle back to Boateng, and Hearts just in cruise control here. Omonia rattled. Back to Kingsley, the left back area, and then Spittle, and then rolls the centre back for Hearts. And Forrester wants it out on this near side, puts his hand up, and it's rolled to Forrest. Now Spittle on the halfway line, poor touch, and Simic wins it. Then Irakovic up to Stepinski, lays it off to Karalampus. Now Semedo, but the pass in front of him. He's going to get it on the left hand side of the box. Forrester comes across, but it's Semedo, takes it into the area, low cross brought.
Yeah, once again, a problem through there at Tynecastle. Hearts 2, Omonia 0. Alan Forrest for the opener on 70 minutes. Blair Spittle on 24 minutes. Stephen Thompson is alongside me here at Ibrox. So we've chatted about Celtic. We've chatted about the game at the weekend. Yeah. So let's talk about, because one thing you said earlier on was about Brendan Rodgers changing his style last night, his approach. Yeah. And Neil McCann is alongside you as well. I was hoping to chat about this a little later in the programme ahead of kick-off here at Ibrox. Do you think we're getting to the stage now where Philippe Clement has to look at something different from this Rangers team with the players he's got available? Because it's not really working, is it?
Well, the performances haven't been good enough. I think that's pretty much there for everyone to see. If you're talking about in Europe, then the game against Lyon when we were here a few weeks ago, Lyon were of a standard much, much higher than Rangers are used to playing against. You know, the quality of that Lyon team on the evening were outstanding. Tonight I'm expecting a different team, facing a different team instead of Bucharest, who I don't think will be anywhere near the quality that Lyon showed. He obviously believes that the formation that he's using is the correct one, or else he would have changed it. You've not often seen him change his style or the way that he plays since he arrived at the club, and if you do then go and change it, it's almost an admission that things aren't going well. So it's almost like, you know, you're expecting to stick with what he's been doing rather than making a wholesale change. What he needs to do is make sure that the performance levels of the players on the pitch improve, because a lot of players are underperforming. I don't know whether that's a confidence thing or collectively if it's a quality thing at Rangers just now. You know, the recruitment, has it been strong enough? Is this squad strong enough to fight in all fronts? And obviously that still remains to be seen, and that's why tonight's such a vital game for Rangers, because we know what's coming in the rest of this Europa League group stage or league table. Very, very difficult matches, and tonight's got to be seen as one of the most winnable, if not winnable, games that they've got. So I don't think you'll see him change much. No, I really don't. I think he'll stick to what he believes is the strongest team that he can put on the pitch in the same formation. I'd like to see him change more within a game rather than the start of a game. When things aren't maybe going his way, then look at a tactical change on the pitch, which we've not seen too much of. Mostly when he brings on subs, it's a like for like, if you know what I mean, rather than bringing on somebody and changing formation. But yeah, I can't see him doing it.
Neil McCann has joined us. Good evening to you, Neil.
How was that dinner? Was it okay?
Yeah, Stroganoff was good.
I missed
I ate yours, by the way, as well, since you were up here working.
Aye, good. Well done.
I mean, the reality is, Neil, and the Rangers fans on their way to the game, I'm sure will acknowledge this, it's not a very good Rangers team right now. My question to Tomo was, do you think the manager could and should be getting more out of this group of players? Is there something you believe he could change to get more out of them?
Well, to answer your first question, the answer is yes. I think he can get more out of the group of players that's there. But Kenny, they can get more out themselves as well. You look at a manager can, and by the way, I'm not exonerating him from any blame here. As a manager, you have to find solutions. I come in there and put my headphones on listening to Tom on. He's right. I don't think Philippe Clement will change his shape tonight. He doesn't want to change, really. It looks like when he's changing players on, it's personnel rather than any change in formation. And I felt particularly against Kilmarnock, who were very resolute and defended brilliantly, as they're always very structured under Derek McInnes. It warranted for a change of formation, some sort of thing to throw them. I think sometimes when you come up against an opposition that have been very difficult to move, you have to be able to adapt tactics. Now, whether the players on field can adapt their own tactics through a wee bit of freedom, a wee bit of a licence to go and express themselves, but that's what I mean about the players, Kenny. They don't look like they're lacking character for me. they're lacking leadership, and I'm not having a go at James Tavernier, that's not what I'm saying about leadership. Leadership should come from every single player on that pitch, but out there doesn't seem to be any power. I think when teams are playing Rangers, they're not respecting them as a powerhouse in Scottish football like the ones did. I think there's a different respect that Celtic get. Now Celtic have fallen flat on their face at Rugby Park. It's not a shock result in terms of it's not been done before. They've already done that, Kilmarnock, but I feel that sometimes you need to be a wee bit flexible, but Philippe Clement is steadfast in what he wants to do, and maybe he's just hell-bent and saying, look, these guys have to step up, and he's right in that, but they're not playing with any flair. There's a lack of speed, there's a lack of power, a lack of imagination from the players.
Do you not feel
times.
like on the pitch that they're looking around at each other going, right, who's going to do it? And you know, that's the biggest concern, because nobody's actually taking the bull by the horns. But the question then is, how many of the players that they've got out there are actual match winners and step up when you need somebody to step up? Is there enough of them there?
No, and that's what I mean. It goes back to recruitment again, and Philippe has been talking about there's a young group there, and it's building things for the future. The future's now at Rangers, and it always has been, and it always will be. You'll get a wee bit of time. Last year, I think he extracted a lot from that group of players that were underperforming. Got themselves into a position where they could have gone on and won the league. No point in going over old ground. They didn't with the results that they got. Celtic ended up champions. He has to show again that he can do that. But it's difficult to then do it again when you're already in the building, because your voice has already been heard. But that's when the leadership of a manager must step in. It's really, really important, not just the manager, that behind him, they need to step up. His assistants need to step up. They need to be on the training field outside the manager and pulling guys and saying that's not good enough, or we need to work on that, or let's go and work on that. The problem that you always get as a manager playing in Europe, and Barry Robson has done a few shows with us on Sports Scene, Tomo, and he talks about the time in Europe versus time on the training field, that Jimmy Tillene has not got that worry or that burden of having to not get guys onto the training field and really kind of train properly, go through tactical sessions, building towards a Saturday, because the Philippe Clement has got European games, Celtic European games. But you have to find a way, Kenny, and that means then that your coaching staff need to really step up. There's a lot going wrong at Rangers now. Lack of CEO, head of football operations, chairman. Now the results, obviously, and now they're 6 points behind. But yet again, that was another opportunity to claw another 2 back and missed. And what the Rangers fans will look at is character. It's leadership, it's going out with a real grit and determination to do something to make sure that it doesn't happen again, what happened last year. And it didn't Sunday, and I think that's what really pushed a lot of fans over the edge.
Yeah, well, we'll talk more about this, because I was saying to Stephen earlier on, I'm just sensing a change among a lot of fans in terms of their thoughts on the manager. So we'll discuss that a little later. 8 o'clock kickoff here at Ibrox Stadium. Rangers against FCSB of Romania in the Europa League. We have tried to bring you Conference League action in the first part of Sports Sound. It was a 5:45 start through at Tynecastle. Fantastic start for Neil Critchley and Hearts off the back of that good win against St Mirren on Saturday. They are doing very nicely indeed. Alan Preston in that first half sounds like a really good, strong performance.
Hearts have been absolutely magnificent, Kenny. Omonia have had more of the possession, but Hearts have had 10 efforts at goal to Omonia's 2. They've been brilliant, absolutely. The game could be done. Hearts need to get the next goal. If they can get the third, it would be great. If Omonia get back in it with the next goal in the game, it would be still a nervy ending. But honestly, Hearts have been absolutely sensational. Every single one of their players has performed to the best of their ability. They've been on top. The Forrest goal was brilliant. Good play by Spittle into Forrest. Forrest at an acute angle smashes it into the roof of the net, and then it's 2-0. Hearts could have been 2-0 up earlier than that. Shanklin's had a wonderful effort. How the keeper saved that, I don't know. Frankie Kent with a header just wide as well. Then Spittle with an unbelievable finish into the roof of the net again for 2-0. Spittle again had a shot after he turns the defender and curls it just wide of the post. Hearts have been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Contrast to the team that we seen a month ago, 3 weeks ago even. Unbelievable stuff. It's been tremendous from Hearts so far, but half a job done.
Yeah, sounds like a great atmosphere through there at Tynecastle. Craig Levein, what in particular has impressed you with that first half performance?
I think the energy's, has got the crowd going, and that comes back on and gives the players confidence and even more energy. And they've played forward constantly, and they've got players in the box, 3, 4, 5 players in the box at times. And I mean, I keep thinking Omonia must be better than this, but I mean, Hearts have kind of snuffed them out really, and not given them many opportunities. Along with, I don't know if their managers talked this up too much to his players, but it looks like they're scared. They're not taking time on the ball. They're not playing sort of simple passes that are obvious, and they look as if they're all over the place at the moment. So, but again, it's like half-time in a football match, Kenny. All that needs to happen is even a mistake by a Hearts player in the first 5 minutes. They get a goal and the whole thing turns on its head. So Alan mentioned earlier on about getting the third goal. That is absolutely critical.
Yeah, let's hope Hearts can finish the job off. A fantastic first half performance there, Alan. We've had many discussions on sports about how best to utilise the skills of Blair Spittle. Talk to us about the role he is playing under the new manager, Neil Critchley.
Well, he's allowed to go forward, at will. The formation that he plays, the 2 centre halves and the 2 central midfield players, which is tonight, as Boateng and Devlin, they'll sit and then they'll just allow everybody else to go forward, include the full-backs and Forrester, who's been brilliant, and Kingsley equally as good. Then Spittle, we all know defensively he's not great, he lets runners run off him, but see when you're not asking him to do that and you're asking him to go forward and create, turn, find passes, slot in Shanklin if you can, and he's a terrific striker of the ball with both feet. And we've seen that tonight. He's been brilliant, and 3 goals in the last few games for him.
Alan, he's only given the ball away once in the whole 45 minutes that we've just witnessed. I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic.
I think last year with his assists and his goals, he was second only to Lawrence Shanklin in the league. I think you'll need to check that one, Kenny, but I'm sure it's close with that at Motherwell. He was brilliant. Such a big loss for Stuart Kettlewell, which is such a gain for Hearts, and he's coming into his own now. You always knew Blair Spittle's ability. Hearts signing him on a pre-contract was a wonderful piece of business by them. I've been critical of the signings, some of them, but Spittle certainly not. They're getting him in the team, they're getting him in a position that he gets forward, he gets efforts at goals, and he's got a great ability, really good passing range as well. So he's been terrific, as has every single Hearts player tonight. Craig Gordon's had nothing to do.
I was going to speak about him actually. Obviously, we're not seeing the pictures of the game, and the commentary has been interrupted, as our listeners will of course know, but you'll be delighted, Craig, to see Craig Gordon back in the Hearts team and back in the national team as well. It's a terrific story.
Yeah, and I mean, he missed 3 years of his career altogether, and I think he's trying to add that on at the end so that he can get those years back. But I mean, you look at him, there's no way you'd know that he's the age that he is. I mean, he still looks unbelievably supple, doesn't he? And the saves that he makes and how he manages to get himself into. At 40-year-old, I don't know if I could have done that, that's for sure.
WD-40. Let's see us walking up the stairs, Ken. You know where we sat? The back of the wheat field. It takes us ages to get up. We've got to take a run at it. Honestly.
But it's been worth it tonight, Alan, hasn't it? It must be absolutely jumping in there this evening.
It is. The atmosphere's terrific. Omonia fans have played their part as well early on in the game there. They've got 1,000 fans here, very noisy. But then when Hearts took the lead, the Hearts fans really stepped up. It's been brilliant. They got cheered off, and rightfully so, but I keep stressing it. And Craig just touched on it. It's half a job done. No one gets the points at half time. They've got to come out with the same attitude, the same desire, the same willingness to work hard and work for each other and see this game through. If it's 2-0, brilliant. If it's 3, even better.
And as I was saying earlier on, Craig, with a view to that huge game, the Derby match, of course, at the weekend at Easter Road, full coverage on Sports Sound on Sunday. If they can finish this job off this evening, what a lift that gives the whole place, the whole club, ahead of that game on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the momentum and that's exactly what it will be. It'll be it's a new clean slate, as they say. Everybody's got a chance to impress the manager. The guys who are on the field tonight are doing a brilliant job of that. And I just think there's just been a change, and I know sometimes it does take a managerial change to alter things on the pitch, and it looks as if that's exactly what's happened.
I think around 1,000 Omonia fans through there at that game at Tynecastle. It's filling up nicely here in the away end at Ibrox. Rangers at home to Romanian team FCSB. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff in the Europa League here at Ibrox, and our match commentator this evening, Liam McLeod, can now bring us the Rangers team news. Liam.
I'll bring you the strength of the Romanians a little later. We'll deal with that after the Hearts game at Tynecastle. But Clement has made 2 changes for Rangers tonight from the side beaten at Kilmarnock, the one that started at Rugby Park. Balogun and Raskinen for Propar and Diamonde. So Butland in goal, Tavernier, Suter, Balogun, Jefte, Raskin and Barron, Cherny, Lawrence, Bayrami and Dessers. That is the Rangers team for this match day 3 in the Europa League. Rangers against FCSB, the champions of Romania.
Yeah, thank you to Liam McLeod. We'll get the full team news for you when the game at Tynecastle is finished, probably around about 20 to 8. We will also hear from the Rangers manager, Philippe Clement. He spoke with the media yesterday. I saw that. A couple of questions he wasn't too happy with, questioning the style of play under him in recent times. He asked the Rangers fans to stick with him. He promised them that things will get better. My goodness, he will need to have not been in good form of late. A big challenge for them here this evening in the Europa League. It's Conference League action for Hearts tonight. They are 2-0 up at half-time against Cypriot side Omonia. Alan Forrest with the opener sounded like a great goal in 17 minutes. The second coming from Blair Spittle. Full second half commentary to come from Tynecastle.
Ready now, Frank. And welcome back to Tynecastle, where Hearts are leading by 2-0 against Omonia, and the second half is just about to get underway. Hearts with a barnstorming first half performance. Goals from Alan Forrest and Blair Spittle, taking them 2 clear. 2 excellent finishes as well. And well, the visitors this evening, Omonia Nicosia, with it all to do. Hearts on course to make it 2 from 2 in the Conference League, but they've still got plenty of work to do as the second half restarts, and Dionku takes a quick throw in for Nicosia, throws it to Koulibaly, a centre back, rolls it to Hilander. Hilander goes forwards for Kararampus, touches it away from Devlin, opens up the pitch in the centre circle, looks for Simic, and it's intercepted though by Kingsley, and Hearts have it. Devlin back to Kai Rolls, square for Kent, under a bit of pressure, goes forward the defender. Forrest touches it away from Dionku, then runs into trouble, and it's prodded over on the far side. Simic tracks back for Nicosia. Dionku, poor touch. Shanklin steps in, goes in with a challenge. He's already been booked, Lauren Shanklin, so needs to be careful, but that one was okay. And Omonia have it at the back. Left back Hamas gives it to Maric, the central midfielder, who's fouled around about the halfway line, and Omonia will have the free kick. And Maric pings it out to Simic on the right hand side, controls it with the outside of the boot. Midway through the Hearts half, gives it to Irakovic, moving towards the right corner of the box. Then Dionku, the right full back, high up, tries to, I'm not sure what he was trying there, down the outside, and it goes straight to Craig Gordon. It's still Hearts 2, Omonia 0. Alan Preston. Hearts looking for more of the same intensity.
They are. If they can replicate that, Thomas, it'd be a wonderful night for Hearts. It really would be. But I would imagine Omonia have got to show a bit more desire in the second half. The manager surely had to go at them, and at the will that this club, as I touched on at the start of the game, the sack managers after 2 games. A performance like this, if it continues and Hearts score more goals, the manager might be under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, well, they're down in 6th in the Cypriot League, lost their last 2 domestic games without scoring, and yeah, well, as Neil Lennon found out, he won them the cup and had some good results or performances and some results in Europe as well, and he was quickly dismissed when league results didn't go exactly to plan the next season. But here's Philip Hilander at the back for Omonia, to Hilander, and then here's Koulibaly, right-footed pass forward across the halfway line to Dionku, who's on the touchline, comes infield, gives it to Maric. Then up to Stepinski, who tries the ball round the corner first time. It's blocked back with Maric. Karalampus tries to thread it through to Stepinski, but it's Hearts who shut it out again, and Vargas knocks it to Forrester. Dummy inside Semedo, but then he's caught by Karalampus, pulls his jersey.
Get booked there, has to get booked.
Yeah, that'll be a yellow card for young Adam Forrester. Did well initially there, Alan, but just...
Yeah, he did, but Thomas, it's what Craig was touching on earlier. Don't make a mistake. That's the one. He just clips it down the line. See if you give it back to him and they're turning the Omonia back four, then fair enough, but he tries to be a bit clever, cuts inside, loses the ball. He's now booked, he's under a bit of pressure, and he's given Omonia a free kick about 40 yards out. No need for that, just clip it down the line.
Yeah, and it's in line with the left corner of the penalty box, the free kick, and Hamas goes over it, Karalampus, but Hamas has a really good left foot, scored a really good free kick a few weeks ago from distance. This will be a cross though, as he comes with the left foot, curls it low towards the penalty spot. Good boot on it from Lawrence Shankland. It's up in the box, bounces, Spittle hoists it away up towards the halfway line. Header from Hamas, bounces, and Boateng gets a thigh on it, and then he's caught by Simic, and it'll be a free kick to Hearts.
He was quite clever there, Boateng. He was quite clever. He just waited for the challenge. He made sure he got first contact on the ball, and then he just went down and bought the free kick.
He's an old head on young shoulders.
He is, Alan. I've not seen an awful lot of him, but he's been really impressive tonight.
Yeah, Maliki Boateng settling in to Hearts midfield. No Benny Beningame tonight, of course. He's ill. I'm sure Hearts fans will be hoping he's back and shaking off that illness by Sunday's Edinburgh Derby, which you can listen to live on Sportsound. As Hearts arrow the free kick into the box, Frankie Kent goes up, knocks it across, Shankland tries to bring it down, Koulibaly steps in, the defender knocks it to Semedo, who checks back inside, and then it's insealed to Kamas on the edge of his own box, squares it to Koulibaly, who's going to step into the game, drives forward, pass up to Simic, but it's poor, and Omonia Nicosia have been struggling on the ball all night, mostly because of the pressure Hearts have put them under, in fairness, but even when they have had time and space, they've really not picked a pass, and did expect better from them on recent showings. But as it's forward for Shankland to chase, Hamas takes it towards the touchline, and Shankland gives him a little bump. Wasn't much in it, but he goes down, and the referee gives the free kick, and Shankland throws his arms up in the air, rather frustrated. I think he feels that was soft. On we go. Omonia trailing Hearts by 2-0, trying to come forward. Up the right hand side, Dionku looking for the run of Simic. Kingsley goes back, gives it to Craig Gordon, who's been almost a spectator so far for Hearts. Spittle wins the header in the centre circle. Koulibaly sends it back. Stifovic, and then Semedo's going to chase this. Kai Rolls has to get there and does, and passes it to Kingsley. And it's up to Shankland on the halfway. First time, lays it for Kingsley. Infield ball now to Spittle in the centre circle, and he goes with the right foot to spread it to Forrester, who's one-on-one with Hamas. He drives infield. Adam Forrester still going, gives a pass in the box. Vargas leaves it for Shankland. Back to Vargas. Goalkeeper goes to ground and gets it. And we saw those two combining for the opening goal against St Mirren in and around the box, and they almost did it again there, Lawrence Shankland and Kenneth Vargas, but the goalkeeper got out and smothered that really well. We saw him make an absolutely fantastic save to deny Lawrence Shankland in the first half. Full stretch, he looked for all the world like it was bending into the far corner. He is a quality goalkeeper, as Forrest intercepts that one around the halfway line and runs down the outside, and Dionku gets a touch off Forrest. Omonia throw in. You're listening to Sportsound live on BBC Radio Scotland. Full live commentary that come from Ibrox in the Europa League. Rangers against FCSB, the Romanian champions. But right now, Hearts at Tynecastle 2-0 up against Omonia Nicosia of Cyprus. And there is an injury to Simic, the Serbian winger of Omonia. But Omonia at the moment not going great guns, as we said, in the Cypriot First League. They are one of the biggest clubs in Cyprus, and along with Apoel, they're great rivals. There are 3 Cypriot clubs in this Conference League, more than any other nation in this third-tier competition. Paphos and Apoel as well. It looks like Simic, the winger, is holding his hamstring and limping off on the far side, so his evening may be done, and we're going to have a substitution, which Brian McLaughlin can tell us about.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a straight switch here. Number 21, Simic is coming off. It is a hamstring injury by the looks of things. Number 75, Loizu is going to be coming on. It's a straight switch. They've been warming up about half a dozen substitutes since the start of the second half, so the manager obviously is intent on making some changes.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, no wonder, because they've not been at it. Hearts have been excellent. Loizu is a tricky left winger, and he can cause problems with his feet and his trickery, but if they can get the ball in a dangerous position. Omonia, here's Karalampus, goes backwards over the halfway line to Hamas, the left back, gives it to Karalampus, a couple of yards in from the left touchline, fires it into Semedo, who's taking that on the turn really nicely. He's going towards the edge of the box. Boateng can't make the challenge, gives it to Sapinski on the right foot. Hearts with bodies back, he's forced outside the box, and then it's picked off by Hearts, and Vargas plays it up to Spittle, who goes back to Stephen Kingsley. Hearts got back in really good numbers there. Craig Levine.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, their all-round game tonight's just been fantastic. It really has. The defending has been full of real concentration. There's only been, I think, one mistake they've made, I've counted so far. So that side of things is really good, and also their attacking play has been fabulous.
Here is Omonia, and Hamas down the left-hand side, midway through the Hearts half, gives it infield to Maric. Separates trailing by 2 goals to nil at Tynecastle. Big switch for Dionku, but it's far too far in front of him, and it rolls behind for a goal kick. And that rather sums up the quality that the visitors have brought to Tynecastle this evening, Alan Preston.
It does, Thomas. Yeah, we're 10 minutes in almost into the second half, and it's gone the way of Hearts at the moment. They are coming more into it though, Omonia. You can see that. Clearly got a boot up the backside from the manager at half time, and they've come out, made the change, trying to get back in the game. You know, but Hearts had a wonderful chance a couple of minutes ago, that one with Shanklin and Vargas. Really good play again. They seem to be getting a real understanding now that Shanklin's got a partner at last, and and he's not asked to drop off himself. He's got someone that's going to play right up top with him.
Indeed.
The thing is, Alan, sometimes, sorry Thomas, but sometimes he's joined by Spittle, not Vargas, so they seem to just alter it every now and then, don't they? Look at that second striker.
Here's Dionku down the right hand side, midway through the Hearts half for Omonia, into Maric, back out to Dionku. Hearts with so many maroon shirts back. It's neat play infield to Dionku, right hand corner of the box, comes down right footed cross, blocked, breaks for Devlin on the edge of the box. He plays it forward to Shanklin, now controlled by Spittle, back to Shanklin, up in the air. Koulibaly's header towards the Hearts back line, rolls, sends it back with some interest towards Helander. Shanklin making life difficult, but it's now Spittle for Vargas, who looks for Shanklin. Helander read it, nods it to the feet of Maric. And Koulibaly, little lapse in concentration, miscontrols, and Hearts now trying to put the pressure on. Dionku drops his shoulder and goes by Alan Forrest though, plays it infield to Maric, and now Loizu, and up to Stepinski out to Dionku on the right wing, but halfway up Hearts territory. Big switch coming towards Semedo, but Forrester was standing in the way and reads it and glances it behind for a corner kick to Omonia, but it's still Hearts 2, Omonia 0 in the Conference League.
I thought that was an easy header back to the keeper there. I think he gets that wrong.
Even a chest back to the header would have been easier.
I think Forrester gets that wrong there.
Yeah, Craig Gordon gave him a little look, nothing too vicious, but a wee look to say that was the option, but it's a corner here on this near side. And it's Kamas with the left foot, he curls it to the back post. Helander is there, but it's well over him. Goes to Maric in the back, stick, sends it in, and Helander heads it well wide. He's had a couple of headers now, Philip Helander, but none of them have found a target.
He's not been great, put it that way.
You've been very kind, Alan.
Yeah, he's a player that has struggled with injuries. Actually not a usual starter for Omonia, because they have Panayotou on the bench, who is a Cyprus international. He's actually scored in that game against Manchester United.
Referee.
And the referee's going to book Craig Gordon for time wasting. I mean, that seems excessively harsh, but he has been quite picky, I would say, so far, the Slovakian referee Oceanash, but Craig Gordon yellow carded.
But there's no need for that, Thomas, for the referee, because he can add the time on. If he feels fit to add on a minute for that, then fair enough, he can add it on. I just don't get this.
He's been a little bit card happy so far, hasn't he?
Craig Gordon goes long, Hearts 2-0 in front. Boateng goes up, loses out. Semedo off the shoulder to Karalampos, goes down under challenge from Forrester and gets a free kick, and it's taken quickly down the left. Semedo now, Camas, back heel flick to Semedo, moving towards the left corner of the box, tries to come in on the right foot, good foot in from Cammy Devlin. Now it's Vargas, and Hearts want a free kick, but Vargas has kept hold of the ball, and advantage is being played back Spittle to Devlin. Devlin's then caught by Karalampos, and the Hearts fans are furious as advantage is played again. Forward to Forrester on the right hand side, low cross towards the edge of the box. It's miscued by Hollander, and he gets really lucky, and it comes back to him from a teammate. And now Camas closed down by Shankland.
Pay for Hollander?
And
how much did they pay for Hollander? Any idea? It looks as if he's never played a game.
Yeah, he's a bit rattled as Devlin tries to pinch it off him again. And Koulibaly now on the edge of the box. Right-footed pass to Dionku. Hearts up on top of Omonia yet again. Maric with a switch out to Semedo. Header first time infield to Karalampos. Vargas tracking back and gets a cross him and gets a toe on the ball, and Hearts have it given away as Dionku intercepts a pass. And now it comes for Karalampos, centre circle for Maric. The Croatian slides it forward for Stepinski, out to Dionku on the right hand side of the Hearts box, and he goes for the curling cross, which is blocked by Kingsley, and out for a throw-in on the far side. And there is some activity in the Hearts dugout. Grant and Oyagoki are stripped and ready as Dionku comes towards the edge of the box, and it's missed by Devlin, and Semedo skies it over the bar, and that was a decent half chance for Omonia. Took it first time he had to, but he gets right underneath it and it goes into the stand. Still 2-0 Hearts.
Yeah, it was a chance for Omonia there, and you're right, he balloons it over the bar. I think Forrester has done very, very well, but I think time now to change him. You know, he's been booked, yellow carded, very quick player against him. We've got Oyagoki on the bench, who'll be on such a high after scoring his first goal for the club on Saturday, so that would be the obvious change for me.
Yeah, Neil Critchley out on the edge of his technical area, all in black, looking on. It'll be mightily impressive what his team have put in so far tonight as we hit the hour mark, and those Hearts changes are incoming. We'll get them shortly, but first Hearts have a free kick. It's Spittle. It's a good 40 yards out, and Spittle will send this into the box. The green boots, he's been immense tonight. Blair Spittle scored the second goal, slammed it into the net, and now he curls this one into the box, headed by Koulibaly. Then Karalampos flicks it further up the pitch, gets it back from a teammate, and then sends it up and over the halfway line. Forrester goes back, he's the only man back, and watches the ball carefully and lashes it forward. Vargas wins it, Shankland touches it away from Irakovic. Good strength from Shankland, wearing the bright green armband, and gives it to Devlin. Spittle, first time to Boateng. Now for Kingsley on the left hand side. Forrest, first time to Spittle. Lovely flick into the path of Forrest, but it was picked off by Luisu, and Omonia have it. Semedo, Luisu for Camas on the left hand side. Played into the channel for Semedo to chase, but Forrester gets his head on it. Now Camas jinking and running up Forrester. In Semedo, left hand side, couple of yards in from the touchline. Infield to Maric. 22-23 yards out. Hearts win it back, and now it's Shankland touch to Boateng. Boateng in the centre circle, gives it to Spittle, pass was slightly behind him. Alan Forrest up in support on the left. It's forward for Boateng, gives it back to Spittle. Boateng's caught late. The referee plays advantage again. I'm not sure there really is advantage, and Hearts stop, and the referee will give the free kick, and he's going to.
Has to be a booking.
And he's going to book him.
He didn't even see it.
No, he's not seen it. He's not got a clue, Thomas. The referee's lost the plot here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He doesn't seem to know who it was. He seemed to be asking the...
He wasn't watching.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. Koulibaly, he wipes out Boateng, completely wipes him out, and he's probably asking his assistants for help here.
Yeah, he was asking the two centre halves. Which one of you was it? So it's Koulibaly that gets the booking in the end. Well, I think it was. Confirm that, yeah. Koulibaly gets a yellow card for that challenge, and Blair Spittle will have another chance to deliver from deep for Hearts. Right-footed, curled towards the back post, and it's Kingsley who gets something on it, but he's penalised for putting his arms round Irakovic. Omonia go quickly up the left. Karalampus forced back by Rolls. Tremendous work rate again from Hearts, who lead by 2-0. Forrest and Spittle, the first half scorers. Live on Sports Sound, here come Omonia. Down the right, Dionku putting pressure on Kingsley, who knocks away, and it's another late challenge from Dionku. And Omonia just getting frustrated now. And, well, arguably that's another yellow card.
Well, going by the previous yellow cards, that should have been another yellow card.
A couple of changes incoming now for Hearts. It's going to be Vargas for George Grant, and Kenneth Vargas gets a huge ovation, as does Adam Forrester, because his evening is done as Daniel Oyegoke comes onto the pitch, and another great shift from both Craig Levine.
Yeah, I think every single player in the Hearts jersey tonight's been fantastic. Really have. The young lad's done really well, actually. He's made a couple of passes that were maybe under hit, but in general he's played really well in that position. And Vargas brings a huge amount of energy to the team, and I mean, he's improving. That's the thing about him.
Another young guy, you know, that Hearts have paid a bit of money for, and looks a real asset. You know, but Forrester has been terrific, really good. Oyegoke now just has to play himself into the game. And I think it's good management getting Forrester off. Young guy, you know, adrenaline flowing. He's already been yellow carded. Don't take any chances.
Yeah, I think if there's one area of Kenneth Vargas' game you can criticise, it's maybe the finishing, but something for him to build on. But it's a tremendous shift tonight. It's now Luizu who's been played in behind for Omonia, right hand side of the box, cross into the middle, but Oyegoke stepped across Semedo, and it skims through to the far side, and Hearts can clear as George Grant infield to Spittle, touches away from Irakovic. Just silky stuff from Spittle. He's really grown into the Hearts jersey as Boateng takes it away from Maric. Boateng over halfway, he's got Shanklin in front, Forrest to the left, he gives it to Forrest, left hand side of the box, Forrest in on the right foot, he's already got one, goes for goal again, and Koulibaly blocks it with the head. Breaks back for Kingsley, up to Boateng. Boateng controls, drives towards the byline. Dionku gets a challenge in and wins the throw-in, but excellent play once more from Heart of Midlothian. They lead by 2-0, 64 and a half played.
Brilliant play, and the way that they break at speed, you know, Spittle, Boateng, that's just been terrific stuff again.
Absolutely full of intensity, everything they weren't at the start of the season, Hearts. And it's hit off Luizu and out for a Hearts throw-in up towards the edge of the Omonia box. Live commentary from Ibrox to come as it's thrown to the feet of Forrest for Hearts, towards Shanklin, who is penalised for a push on Koulibaly, who went down, I'd say, rather easily there for a man of his stature, but free kick is given in the Omonia box.
Incredible.
I mean, it was behind Shanklin, so how could Shanklin push him? I mean, nonsense.
Hilander, square for Koulibaly. Plays it forward with the right boot. He's getting roundly booed by the Hearts fans. There's a change preparing to be made. 3 changes preparing to be made in the Omonia racks down below us as they play it forwards. Here's Maric, spots a little gap over the halfway line. Karalampus goes to Kamas in line with the edge of the penalty area, left hand side. Low ball to Semedo in the box, tries to go round Oyegoke, little roll over, Oyegoke blocks the cross. Now it's with Kamas, little roll back in, offloads it to Semedo, left hand touchline, pass to the edge, and Irakovic touches heavy. Boateng closes down, Omonia still have it. Luizu trying to dance away from Devlin, gives it to Kamas left hand side, dummies the cross, then rolls it to Semedo inside the penalty area, no room to shoot. Now Irakovic lays it for Maric, who goes with a right footed shot, but it was never hitting the target from the moment that left his right boot. Still 2-0 Hearts.
Yeah, at least Omonia spent a little bit of time in Hearts last third there. There's some good movement. I just think it was a wrong decision to take a shot from 15-20 yards outside the box.
Gordon sends it long, it's straight to Hilander, heads it short to Semedo, and he's fouled according to the referee, Daniel Oyegoke. I thought for a moment he was going to go to his pocket there. And these changes are about to be made. Kakulis the striker, Masuras the right back, and Saidu Alium the winger, all about to come on for Omonia. And Alium has good pace. He's direct scored a cracking goal actually against Vikinger in their opening game. They won 4-0, drove forward and cut in on his right foot, so he'll be a threat. Number 99, Kakulis, scored 2 in that game as well off the bench late on, so he's on as well for Stapinski, who's been a bit of a passenger, but he's not had really much service, the Polish striker. High five from his manager, goes to the bench. So 3 changes for Omonia as they try and get a goal that would just plant a few nerves into these fans at Tynecastle. Hearts have been in total control thus far. 2 goals to the goods as we approach the 68th minute. Koulibaly, the centre-back, controls with the right foot along the turf to the right-hand side to Matsouras. Matsouras back to Koulibaly, then across to Helander. Helander to Kamas, the left back, just short of halfway, goes long, curls it in behind for Kakulis. Kakulis takes it on the bounce, but kind of scuffs it and it rolls comfortably enough through to Craig Gordon. Still 2-0 Hearts.
Yeah, Hearts just need to be careful. Omonia certainly coming into the game. They've rang the changes as well. Clearly the manager's an upset man, not happy at all. Hearts just need to be very, very careful.
Maric in the middle of the pitch, gives it to Arakovic, gets it back, it's in the centre circle, it's pocket picked by George Grant though, then bolting for Shanklin, over halfway, Hearts moving forward, Spittle's on the right hand side, Shanklin up towards the edge of the box, gives it to Spittle now, Spittle, low pass to Devlin, in the middle of the pitch, Devlin, over to Kingsley, then wide to Forrest, who got the scoring started in the first half. He's going to try and run up. Mazuras comes in on the right foot, and pass is intercepted. Karalampus now lays it on for a teammate, and they play it up to Saidu Alium, Cameroonian winger, over halfway. He's running Oyagoki, but Spittle's got back brilliantly to make it a 2-on-1 in Hearts' favour. He's forced backwards. Here's Maric. Maric chips it to Kamas, the left back, in line with the edge of the penalty area, left hand side. Curls it to the back post, but it's left by everyone. Bounces sent back across and into the side netting. Craig Gordon leaves that, and it's still Hearts 2, Omonia 0.
Yeah, they don't seem to be able to just finish off their attacking phases of play. I mean, that cross was too deep, and then the fullbacks come up and he's tried to put the ball back in the box and kicked it behind for a goal kick. So, I mean, they haven't played well this evening. As much as we've spoken about how well Hearts have played, I don't think the Omonia have played anywhere near what they're capable of.
Rakovic has been dispossessed by Spittle, but given away. And Hearts really putting themselves in contention to reach the knockout phases if they can clinch this victory to make it 2 from 2, with Heidenheim to come at Tynecastle in a couple of weeks. That'll be a real test, going well in the Bundesliga as it's played across the edge of the box. Devlin intercepts, breaks now, strike from the edge, deflected behind. That'll be an Omonia corner. Luizu causing some problems coming in off the left. Corner kick to the Cypriot side, and it's going to be a corner over on the far side. Hearts leading by 2 goals to 0. You're listening to Sports Sound. European action, more European action to come. Rangers against FCSB of Romania as the corner comes in, flicked away at the near post by Devlin. Alium, left corner of the box. He's got 2 Hearts players in front of him, and Spittle and rolls, goes backwards to Kamas. Kamas, little inside ball to the corner of the box, then to Maric. Maric holding off Shanklin, gives it to Kamas. Kamas, lovely foot work to get away from Shanklin, now gets it back. Really good tackle from Kai Rolls, who gives it to Spittle, tries the return to Rolls, which is picked off, and it's intercepted, and Omonia will knock it back to the defender Matsouras, and they'll start to build up from the back again through Helander. Now Irakovic, Matsouras knocks it forward, then back to Irakovic. Irakovic wide to Alium. Alium with Oyengoki and Spittle in front, gets the return ball. Alium with a strike on the right foot, and that one, well, miles off target. A good 10-15 yards wide of Craig Gordon's left hand post, and he did score a cracker when he came on in that opener, the opening win they had, Omonia, but that one was absolutely wild. And it remains.
Yeah, thankfully for Hearts there. Sorry, Thomas, they're starting to come into Omonia, as you can see. Hearts are starting to get a little bit slack, just taking chances. Yeah, we want to play, but play in the right areas. That's not in the right back area where you're giving the ball away needlessly. Just got to be careful here.
Interestingly enough, Cercle Bruges, who Hearts face a trip to later on, they are actually losing 3-1 to Reykjavik And Reykjavik were the team beaten 4-0 by Omonia, so it's going to be very interesting. It's a 3 full-time score. So Cercle Bruges not going well. Hearts to play them in a few weeks' time, and it's going to be another couple of changes for Hearts. Jan Danda and James Penrice are about to enter the fray, and Blair Spittle, another tremendous performance, Craig Levine, from Blair Spittle, including the goal.
This is for Sunday, I would imagine. He's been absolutely wonderful this evening. And as he gets older and matures, he's becoming a better and better player. And look, for me, it looks like he feels at home here. You know, he's very, very confident in his play. But that was a brilliant performance tonight, and I'm 100% sure that he'll be needed on Sunday, and that's why he's coming off.
But that's a good thing now. You know, Hearts have got a squad that are now, you know, trying to prove to a new manager that they want to be in that starting 11.
Blair Spittle smashing in the second goal around 23 minutes. And it was Jan Danda who replaced him. Another man who has got real quality when it comes to the final thirds. Hearts throwing on the far side. 73 minutes played, they lead 2-0 here at Tynecastle. A fantastic European evening as Alan Forrest completes his lap round the pitch, having just been replaced. And now Omonia countering the ball for Kakulis, and Gordon's come a long way, and he's got it and came off his chest, came right outside his penalty box. Craig Gordon had to get there and did really well. Not bad for a 41-year-old.
There was a VAR check there, thinking it hit his hand. The referee, Mr. Omonia players, just to take their time there. You know, but again, we're saying it's a mistake. You know, not a mistake. Devlin slips in the middle of the park, allowing Omonia to get the ball when Hearts have got safe possession.
They're giving it away much more often than they did in the first half. In the first half, they were excellent possession of the ball. This half have been too many mistakes.
And it's Omonia with the ball. Koulibaly forward for Luizu, but it's out the park, and Omonia very frustrated. Their manager just in front of me, Valdas Dombrovskis, spoke of how much he was looking forward to coming here as a manager. Lithuanian links to Hearts that he spoke so warmly about, including working with Saliuska and lots of others who came to Hearts doing the Romano Vira. It's not been an enjoyable evening for him in terms of his team's performance. They've been dominated here as we hit nearly minute 75. Hearts 2 to the good, and they've got a free kick deep in their own half. And Dombrovskis out gesturing furiously, trying to gee up his side and looking at third straight defeat without scoring. Far from ideal. And he has got a decent track record, won titles in Bulgaria, Latvia, Lithuania, coached in academies like Man United, Fulham, but I did think his side would be better than they have turned out to be tonight. But credit to Hearts for not letting them play. And it's a free kick to Omonia in their own half, knocked to Helander, who struggled, you have to say, the former Rangers defender, on his return to Scotland. Gives it to Koulibaly, moves up towards the halfway line forward for Luizu, and then his pass is blocked and out for a throw-in on the far side. Throw-in to Koulibaly. Koulibaly goes to Helander, and Helander to Hamas, and there is just a lull in this game slightly. Hearts sit back in their shape, inviting the Cypriots to break them down as a midfielder Maric crosses halfway, chips a little pass to Hamas, who controls with the chest just in from the touchline in Hearts territory midway through it. Back to Maric, then Helander across the grass to Koulibaly. Koulibaly with George Grant in front of him, infield to Irakovic round the corner, then Luizu, a diminutive little Cypriot winger, charging in field and tries to go to Hamas, but it's bobbled and bounced and skipped away from the left back, and Hearts will have a throw in, and it's all very comfortable for Heart of Midlothian right now.
It is, but there's Stephen Kingsley going down. Looks like cramp he's got. Penrice can just go slot back in and play there.
That's exactly what it looks like, cramp in his calf, I think.
Yeah, he was obviously...
Sorry, Thomas, he's normally been playing as a centre half, so not having to do as much running, Craig, as a left back.
Much more running on the side, isn't there?
Yeah, completely. So you're hoping that he doesn't, there's still 14 minutes plus to go, still a bit of time left, so you'll just have to watch himself.
Yeah, he's grimacing slightly, Stephen Kingsley. He did obviously have that knock that kept him out of, or kept him on the bench against Minsk, and then he had to get taken off it against Aberdeen earlier doors, so hopefully he's shaking that off. He's staying on the park. Hamas knocks it forward to Alioum down the left hand side. Oyegoke closely follows him. It goes back to Hamas, the left back. Now to Maric, gives it into the box. Little half turn from Karalampus, but he's dispossessed, and Danda has it, and he does really well to take a few steps and knock it down into Ammonia's half. 77.5 minutes played. It's Hearts 2, Omonia 0. Alan Forrest on 16 minutes, Blair Spittle on 23. Hearts heading for back-to-back wins at the start of their Conference League campaign. Here's Arakovic for Omonia. He's looking for some movement in front of him. Shanklin closes down. He gives it to Koulibaly, touches it over the halfway line, up the right-hand side, and it's infield. Luizu goes after it. Then it's breaks for Grant. Grant controls and drops a shoulder and then sends it forward, but that's asking far too much of James Penrice, who rather charitably puts the thumb in the air to say he likes the pass, but it wasn't a great one. And here's Koulibaly at the back as Omonia try to go quickly. One goal, well, it's 2-0 would fray some nerves inside Tynecastle, but in all honesty,
it's a little bit tense already. I think there's a feeling of Hearts supporters that, you know, that they need to get out and try and get in the faces of the opponents. They're sitting back too much.
That's it. They can't get out, Craig. He's got to be offside. Surely.
Here's Kalas on the left-hand side, low cross, and it's shot come in off the post, and it breaks back, smashed over.
It has to be offside.
The flag goes up. The flag goes up. He was offside. I mean, Hamas, and well, it's not exactly a let-off for Hearts because their line stood the test.
It's really annoying that, Thomas. We're sitting up here and we can see clearly that he's offside. He's yards offside, and they let the play go on. I get it, but see, when it's that clear and obvious, just put your flag up.
Still Hearts 2.
You're right, Hearts are struggling to get out. Hearts are struggling to get out. They're defending deeper and deeper. They've put so much into this game, this opening 80 minutes so far. They're starting to look a bit leggy, which is understandable, but can you get yourself 10 yards further up the park?
And here they are as Danda plays it to Shanklin, right hand side of the box, low across goal, and it falls for Penrice on target, and it's in! It's ended up in the bottom corner, and the flag goes up. Alan, you should just be the linesman.
Honestly, I'm 100 yards from it and I can see it. It's clearly offside. It's simple. But again, directive from the referee is play on until it comes to a conclusion. It's just a rubbish rule. It's so obvious. Shanklin's 3 yards off there,
at
easy.
Least 3 yards,
comfortably.
Yeah, I've just seen a replay. He's miles off, as the guys have just said. So that goal will not count. Here come Omonia, Irakovic. Now it's down the right-hand side with Luizu running at Boateng. He tries to evade him and then ends up running into traffic, and it's knocked out. On the far side for a throw-in. Omonia go quickly. They're just trying to inject some life into their performance because they know if they can get the one goal, it might change things. But the Hearts fans respond. Here's Kamas in the Hearts half, goes back to Helander. Helander for Koulibaly. Across the halfway line to Arakovic, and sliding challenge from Devlin is good, hits off the referee, so it will be a bounce ball, and the referee got in the way there. He's not had the best night, in fairness.
He now doesn't know who's going to get the bounce ball here. It should be a Hearts ball. Devlin wins the tackle. It's got to be a Hearts ball, surely. I don't think he's got a clue.
I'm with you on this one.
Yeah, he's conversing with the players. Andronikos Katoulis is trying to convince him that it should be Ammonia's ball, but the referee is going to bounce it for Hearts, and Frankie Kent takes it and gives it to Kai Rolls. Rolls in front of Kingsley, and then up to Grant. Grant along the grass to Penrice, back to Kingsley. Penrice playing sort of left wing. Intercepted, and Karalampus has it. Now Helander. Omonia coming forward. Kalas on the left touchline, floats it down the line for Alioum, but Oyegoke blocks. Back with Alioum, who gets away from Oyegoke initially, but it's a good recovery challenge from the Hearts full back, and it's out for a throw which is taken quickly, and then there's a late challenge on Cammy Devlin. The Hearts fans are wanting the yellow cards to be shown here as Cammy Devlin lies on a crumpled tee from the Tynecastle turf.
Yeah, you know, I think Shanklin was booked in 2 minutes. I don't think Devlin's been caught there, though. I think that's the difference.
And Devlin gets to his feet and limps away. Craig Gordon holds the ball, and there's going to be another substitution for Omonia. Kitsos replaces Kamas at left back, so it's a straight swap for Omonia, and Barry Mackay is going to come on for Hearts. That's in place of Stephen Kingsley, who was limping slightly earlier, and Tynecastle rises to applaud a solid performance from Stephen Kingsley. Fair to say, more than a few doubts about him playing left back, Alan, but he's responded well this evening.
Yeah, I think now I see him more as a left centre half than a left back. I don't think he's got the legs as he used to have. He was never blessed with great pace, but he's a very good football player. And I think left centre half in a 3 suits him, not so much in a flat 4 as a left back. But he's done well tonight again. Put his heart and soul into it, ran up and down the touchline, contributed to a terrific first half performance.
Indeed he did, as Craig Gordon sends it long. Warren Shanklin backs into Helander, but Helander wins the header, drops for Irakovic, and it's up the left hand side for Omonia. We've played nearly 84 minutes. It's still Hearts 2, Omonia of Cyprus 0. Live commentary to come. Rangers against FCSB in the Europa League, live from Ibrox after we're done here. Hearts on course for 2 wins from 2 in the Conference League. It's slipped to the left hand side of their box though. Kitsos with a low cross, and Rolls was stationed well in between the sticks to Stouft and head away. Now Koulibaly slides it forward. Hearts get a foot in, and it breaks for Devlin. Poor touch, and then he backs into Karolampus and goes down. Doesn't get the foul. Shanklin in a foot race with Helander now as Hearts send it down the park, and Shanklin does put the Swede under pressure.
Like watching a couple of snails racing there.
They'll running and treacle.
Rather harsh from the former Hearts manager Craig Levine with us live on Sports Sounds, and it's been a enjoyable evening for anyone of a Hearts persuasion inside Tynecastle. It's been a really effective performance from Neil Critchley's men, and a perfect start for him as the Hearts boss to follow up the 4-0 win here against St Mirren in the league at the weekends, and a huge game to come on Sunday. Sports Sound live coverage of the Edinburgh Derby, lunchtime on Sunday. Huge game, both clubs locked in the bottom 2 places in the Premiership on 5 points. Massive game which we'll bring you live coverage of. Now Shanklin, right hand side of the Omonia box, and he's trying to get beyond Helander, who just gets his body in front, tries to clear it. He's chipped it out to this near side, and then it's run out of play by Kitsos, and Hearts will have the throw in and the ability to pin in Omonia as they lead 2-0 in the closing stages.
Yeah, all but there. What, 4.5 minutes to go, plus what's ever added on. Just no point throwing bodies up now. Keep it tight, make sure you don't concede, see the game through.
George Grant flicks on the throw in. Danda does the same back outside the box. Devlin to the right hand side, low cross in. Helander clears only as far as Boateng, who controls and gives it to Grant, and Danda round the corner, right hand side for Oyagoki. Alium shoulder to shoulder. Oyagoki shows good strength, but ends up running the ball out of play. That's Daniel.
The 2 central midfield players for Hearts have been brilliant this season, Thomas.
I'm just thinking that Thomas, I'm trying to give who you would give the man of the match to. I think there's so many been top performers. The centre halves have been excellent. Full back's really good. The 2 central midfield players, Spittle himself. Shanklin's led the line well. I think Vargas, when he was on, I would give it to the whole team. It's been a terrific team performance.
Absolutely, it has. Blair Spittle in particular in that middle of the pitch really caught the eye, but Boateng's been everywhere as well. It's been tremendous, and Hearts on course here as we hit nearly 87 minutes for a 2-0 victory as it stands. Throw in on the far side, thrown up the touchline. Shanklin gets a touch to Boateng, but it comes back to him, and then Koulibaly puts the foot in, and it'll be a throw into Omonia, and they are told to retreat. Matsouras, the replacement right back, still on a few yards. He goes back and launches it to the feet of Philip Helander. Helander across the grass to the left back Kitsos, over the halfway line. Kitsos to Karalampus, the midfielder. Touchline now to Kitsos, got space to cross with the left foot. It's a high ball round the back post towards Kakulis, but Hearts again able to defend around their 6-yard box, and it's cleared. And then it's Koulibaly under pressure in the air, but he gets a good header on it. Boateng sends it back. Helander's going to return the favour straight to Boateng into his midriff. He does well to control it. Back to Penrice. Penrice forwards, and then back to Penrice, who's gives it square to Rolls. Rolls stepping away from Kakulis, and now a little combination attempted from Omonia, and then Devlin gets it back and then cannons it off Boateng as he tried to curl it round him. And it breaks for George Grant in the centre circle. Danda controls on the touchline. Danda with 3 green and white striped jerseys around him, goes back to Oyegoke. Oyegoke to Frankie Kent. Another one who just gets on with his job so effectively. Should have scored in the first half, in fairness. He was a couple of yards out with the header at the back post, somehow put it wide. But it's not going to matter. As it stands, 88 minutes played, Hearts 2, Omonia 0. It's the visitors who have the ball in the centre circle. Now it's Helander, centre back, Kitsos the left back. Kitsos gets inside away from Danda, who trips him. And it'll be a free kick, and the referee's sprinting over. There was nothing there from George Grant. He's telling him to get back. I mean, it's not like George Grant was being aggressive there.
No, that's really poor refereeing.
Just about the whole match, to be honest.
It's been dreadful.
Just a bit over officious. George Grant wasn't doing anything wrong really there. He's sprinting to him and trying to get him to retreat, but anyway, on we go. Far side for Omonia. That's a brilliantly read from Kai Rolls. Comes a long way to intercept, and now he gives it to Lauren Shanklin, and Kai Rolls has continued his run up the left hand side. George Grant's in support. It's Kai Rolls who gets it. Left hand side of the box, he's into the area, chips the cross onto the penalty spot. Headed away, Shanklin had peeled to the back stick. Boateng heads it forward to Danda, edge of the box. Jan Danda dancing away from Kitsos, gives it to Rolls. Rolls to Barry Mackay. Barry Mackay out to Penrice. Now it's Barry Mackay with the green boots, gives it infield to Danda. Devlin wants it, Devlin gets it, gives it to Oyegoke now. It's just a wee bit narrow, but Oyegoke gives it to Kent, and then goes back to goalkeeper Craig Gordon. We've nearly played 90 minutes. I think there's going to be 5 added at the end of this 90. 5 minutes for Hearts to see out this game. Not that they've been under serious pressure at any point really. And it's played up the touchline to Barry Mackay, dancing towards the corner of the box, gives it to Penrice, the overlapping run into Shanklin at the near post. Helander with a good sliding challenge to prevent Shanklin getting a touch on that. 4 minutes added at the end of the 90. Hearts lead by 2-0. Here's Karalampus over the halfway.
Sorry, Thomas. Terrific play, really was, by Hearts right down the left hand side. Penrice is just panicking a little bit, just needs to relax.
Yeah, Helander got across the front post. Can Omonia set up a nervous final few minutes here as they come forward? Luizu plays the outside pass, but his fullback Matsouras was not there. Asked an awful lot of him. Penrice goes down. The referee hasn't given anything, nor has the far side linesman. Penrice gets back up and he's battled really well. And Omonia turn it over middle of the pitch, coming back towards the Hearts box. Luizu, fast feet in front of George Grant. He's still got it. He burrows through a gap, goes down, and then it's cleared out on the far side. And Hearts fans think there was a bit of a dive in there. Hearts.
It was a full dive, wasn't it? A bit of a dive. It was a dive. The referee waiting to check that if it's a penalty or not.
That's quickly checked, and on we go. Played infield. Omonia at least want to finish with a flourish here. We're in stoppage time. Irakovic forwards, little turn from Kakulis. Gordon comes, but he doesn't need to get it because Frankie Kent hoofs it away into the stands. Throw in on the far side. Hearts 2, Omonia 0. A mightily impressive Heart of Midlothian performance here at Tynecastle in the UEFA Conference League, as it's thrown back to Irakovic, and then Koulibaly in the centre circle in his own half. Helander for Kitsos. Kitsos takes it infield away from Danda, but Hearts have maroon jerseys there to force them back to Helander. We're into the final 2 minutes of stoppage time at Tynecastle. Kent misses the header, but Gordon claims it as it skims off the grass. I don't know if he got a shout from his goalkeeper there, Frankie Kent, as he left it, and Gordon claims it.
That's been brilliant, Thomas, actually. Honestly, what a performance from Hearts. This side was on its knees a couple of weeks back, and they have 2 performances back-to-back, Saturday and again tonight. Roll on Sunday.
Huge game against Hibernian, struggling Hibernian. As Hollander chips it forwards, Kent heads it up in the air and he's fouled by Kakolis. And ironic cheers from the Hearts fans, and they'll lap this up. Final minute or so of the 94 that we're going to play here, and Tynecastle in full voice on a European night. A tremendous sound as a Scottish side stroll to a comfortable victory on the European stage. Craig Gordon sends it long. Shanklin tussling with Hollander, both leave it, and Omonia give away the ball to Shanklin, right hand side of the box, scoops it to George Grant on the byline. Lovely touch from Grant, but Hollander, crucial foot to stop George Grant getting the strike on goal, and it'll be a Hearts corner. Last action probably of this game. Can they add to the 2-0 scoreline?
That would have summed Hollander up if he lashed it into his own net there. He's been dreadful.
Jan Dandas over this corner on the near side. Oyegoki's offered the short option to shelter it, and there's a bit of argy-bargy. Karalampus, sorry. Neil Critchley still out on the touchline, gesticulating, trying to get players into correct positions for this set piece. They go short. Oyegoki's fending off 2 Omonia players. There's a flick down the line to Barry Mackay, and now it's George Grant. Birrells round and then receives the ball right hand side of the box. Sliding challenge from Karalampus on Oyegoki, but it only prolongs Omonia's fame, and there is the full-time whistle. Neil Critchley applauds his team. He loves that performance. He embraces his opposite number, Valdas Dombrovskis. They exchange pleasantries. It's 2 from 2 from Critchley as Hearts manager. His first win in European football as a manager in his own right, and it was a tremendous performance from Hearts, pretty much from start to finish. 2 first half goals have done the job. The first one from Alan Forrest, slammed in from the near post position, the box. Keeper with absolutely no chance. Blair Spittle, similarly 7 minutes later, left Fabiano flailing with a pile driver from about 12 yards into the top corner. It was tremendous football from Hearts. They could have added 3, 4 and 5 in the first half. Shanklin thought for all the world like he'd scored a second of the season. Bent it into the far corner, but the goalkeeper produced an absolutely incredible save to deny him. Kent missed a header that he should have scored in the first half as well. Penrite had one in the back of the net, which was chalked off for offside. There were other chances. Omonia were a disappointment. Hearts made them look very, very ordinary. It's a 3rd straight defeat without scoring for them, but Hearts, a perfect record in the Europa Conference League, 2 from 2, and on the march to try and get themselves into the knockout stages. Tynecastle on its feet, applauding the players as Blair Spittle takes the acclaim as he wanders off the pitch. The fans start a lap, players start a lap of honour in front of the fans. They have absolutely loved this performance from their team tonight, and Hearts, a team that were on their knees, now suddenly get back-to-back emphatic wins. Full time at Tynecastle. It's finished in the UEFA Conference League. Heart of Midlothian 2, Omonia Nicosia 0.